Hi guys, welcome to this week's Vontolken Diaries. It's been an alright couple of weeks. I've had some work to do for law because I had my first exam yesterday, and it was the most intense exam I've had because even though I only had to do something for 20 minutes, it was the only oral exam. It was giving oral submission on a case whilst answering questions from the bench. So you had to really know your ins and outs on like 6 different cases and your opposition's arguments and all of that. It was really interesting. And I think it went all right. I haven't done as much work on the website, and obviously this is a week late. And to be honest, it's not really because I didn't have much time, because I did definitely have time. It's more to do with what I've been feeling over the last couple of weeks. And I've decided to make this video about that because I'm still kind of feeling it. And actually only over the last couple of hours since I've been getting ready to do this video and really thinking about what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks, have I started to feel better. Because I've been feeling quite uncertain and sad over the last couple of weeks. I don't really understand exactly why. But in the past, I've had 2 kind of times when I've started to feel like sad or kind of unsure of myself or whatever. One is where there is absolutely nothing I can do. So I'm talking about the real like serious dips and depressive moments and things where no matter what anyone said, there was nothing really that could get me out of it. I just had to give it time. And I mean, I didn't know that at the time. I just there was really nothing I felt like I could do. And then there were a lot of other times, and the majority of times, where you're at a point where you're like, if I give in to this, I potentially might go further and further down. But if I get up and do something, it might help. I wrote an article on the Curation of Man about things I used to do to help myself in those situations. But to be honest with you, in the past, 95% of the time, I would say, I gave into it. I did. And of course, that was a massive hindrance to me. I felt like I didn't have the self-esteem or the energy or the anything to get up and do anything. I didn't want to be part of the world. And yet I knew at that time that I had the choice. I really did know I had the choice. It wasn't every time. There was definitely times when there was nothing I could do, but there were times when I was like, I have a choice right now. And over the last couple of weeks, I have felt that. I felt like I had a choice to give in to how I was feeling, the uncertainty and the sadness and the feeling off and disconnected from the world. A barrier went up because of how I was feeling, and I was feeling like I couldn't connect. So I didn't want to then speak to the world, or the 6 people who listen to these things, speak to the world through this or through my website. I wanted to just shut down and shut it off and just hide away. And although I haven't had any moments recently at all where it's been there's nothing I could do, I still understood that the moments that just went were not that. I understood that the moments there was definitely something I could do. I wasn't feeling like terrible. I was just feeling enough that I was like, I just don't want to, for whatever reason. And I think it's really important to every now and then to give yourself that break and go, you know what? I really should be doing this, but I need to give myself a break. I wrote an article again on the art of procrastination, and I think you have to at some points do that. But as soon as you do that again and again and again and again, and it builds up to, in this case, I really feel like it's been a couple of weeks where I just feel like the moments where I could have been doing something, I haven't. And really, it has not helped at all. And it didn't help back then. Like I said earlier, it really has just made me feel worse and almost made it harder for me then to get up and go, okay, now I'll get up and I'll do a video. Or I'll write an article. it's not like I knew I didn't want to throw in the towel or anything like that, but I don't know, there was just something that was just like, it was interesting. So I made this promise to myself now that in those moments where you can make the choice, understand, I mean, I always did, but understand that if I do just take that step and do something, even if in the moment I'm feeling like this is not helping at all, I know that an hour later, 2 hours later, a day later, or a week later, whatever, I'm going to look back and go, thank God I did. Because then I don't feel like I've just stood in my place for a week. And again, that's just what I used to do. Stand there, hunkering down. So with that, I make a promise to you guys that I will definitely have a video out next week. No doubt about it. I have 2 exams next week. I have a lot of study to do. But I would still have a video up. I'm also going to have more articles on my website up in the next week. So things will get back. And it's good that this has happened early on in the process again, because I haven't felt this in such a long time. Like, I've had moments where I've gone, but then I've always, in the last year and a half, been able to shut that down. And this was the first real time where I didn't. I just let it happen. I don't really know why. But it's good that it happened early in the process rather than in like majorly important moments or anything like that. But it also allows me not to take for granted that I have got rid of these habits. Like, they're still there. I think I've spoken to people about this before. I think a lot of habits and a lot of things, old behaviors, they're still there. And if you give them a little bit of time, give them a little bit of watering, they can sprout again. And I think that's kind of what happened this time. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Thank you for letting me share, because honestly, it's so strange how much I feel better after now doing this. And I really do appreciate the fact that there are some people out there that listen to this and want to hear what I have to say. And now I've rambled on long enough. So I hope you guys had a great week and you continue to have a great week. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And yeah, keep well. Bye.